There you are, bucko. Welcome back. These videos are strictly for entertainment purposes only. Don't believe everything you hear or see. These are just theories, not facts. With that being said, let's dive straight in.
Look at the DARPA documents. If you look at the Army War College documents, if you look at the DOD documents, and you look at some other, deep level documents, which I'll be happy to share with you if any of your listeners want to see some of that stuff. They don't refer to those towers as cell phone towers. They refer to those as directed energy weapons, DEWs. They actually refer to your phone as a DEW, directed energy weapon, your router as a directed energy weapon. Well, I couldn't go much further because they have to control you through frequencies. That's how they control you. And mostly through extremely low frequencies, HARP frequencies, megahertz frequencies, 3, 4, 5G, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10G frequencies, gigahertz frequencies, microwave frequencies, radio frequencies. They can do it through music as well.
Wow.
But there's always the opposite of that too, like the good music with the solfeggio tones and, and
so
stuff
no more
like
microwaves, you're saying? Don't use those?
Oh, throw your microwave away. The microwave kills all the nutrients in the food anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, so that's when you get into, they also want a lot of metals in your body. They need a lot of metals in your bodies as transducers and as receivers. And they want you to be exposed to all these EMFs and all these frequency devices. So the solution is to get rid of all the chemicals and all the metals in your body. You could do that through toxin binders, ozonated activated charcoal, like a microsomal EDTA, some clays, stuff like that. So all of this transhumanism stuff, we're already coming up with solutions, which are just to detox your body, make those decisions to start cleaning your liver, do liver cleansing, do heavy metal cleansing, do parasite cleansing, clean and heal your gut, put some really good probiotics in your gut, and try to avoid or protect yourself from any of the EMFs as much as possible. Look at the DARPA documents. If you look at...
I mean, that's pretty scary. These are just theories, by the way, not facts. Do your own research on everything.
Disney puts it on its sleeve more than anybody. Episode of DuckTales called Yuppie Ducks. But there's this scene that says, ask about Illuminati in the background when Scrooge McDuck goes to see the doctor. And funny that the context of this is that the reason he's rich is because he exploits government social services because they're free. So the joke is that even though he's rich, he's still going to this poor hospital at the free clinic, and he's taking up their resources and getting in line in front of the poor people. That's part of the joke of this episode. And it says ask about Illuminati in the background. So the reason that I want to bring this up first is that it's not like Disney is sneaking this occultism, you won't know it, you have to really look out for it. Once you get into the Pixar era, a lot of this gets obscured, and I think the occultism just kind of sits by the wayside, or maybe it's a little bit more secretive. The OG Disney was Rosicrucianism for babies. Disney puts it on its sleeve more.
You don't want to get me started talking about Monsters, Inc.
Taiwan is the undisputed world leader in semiconductor manufacturing, producing over 60% of the world's chips and over 90% of the most advanced ones, led by giant TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company. Once again, humans build right on top of hard bones, making outlines of dragons in the process, using the dragon's bones as a foundation that will later be forgotten over time. Taiwanese
Damn, you kind of can see the eye right there and the mouth opening. I see it a little bit.
Dragon myths are deeply rooted in Chinese tradition, symbolizing power, good fortune, water control, and protection, appearing in temples as roof guardians, Chiwen, or fiery festival. Coal, natural gas, limestone, gems, rubies, oil, all from Taiwan's dead dragons. When it comes to the heavyweights, Taiwan is the undisputed world leader.
So basically they're farming dragon remains.
The dragons, all being hidden away by humans. over the years, I realized that we've been getting light too, since day one. Did you know 77% of Americans use anti-cavity toothpaste? So why do 93% of Americans have cavities? Anyway, the next dragon had beautiful teeth. Kinda reminded me of Mr. Ed. Just like the others, it turned to solid rock. I see videos on TikTok about dinosaurs, and it's always a cartoon. Just like the anti-cavity toothpaste, they feed you lies. They also feed you lies about history on Earth. The dinosaur never existed here, and it always will be about the dragons.
Is there a chance that we're living on dragon remains? How interesting.
Everything you put in your skin goes into your bloodstream. And in the bloodstream, it'll act like oil and fat. Okay? That goes not just for massage oil, it goes for cosmetics, it goes for creams and ointments, it goes for sea water, it goes for fluoridated water. It's on the skin, it goes into the bloodstream. And the regular rule, and this goes straight across the line, is very simple. If you wouldn't eat it, don't put it on your skin. That goes for cosmetics and underarm deodorants and goes for lipstick and everything else.
So what are we supposed to use then?
I want to take you onto a journey that is foreign to most of you. It involves the timeline. The year is 1851. There are 8,000 abandoned ships in San Francisco Bay at Yerba Buena. These ships have been sitting in muck for 150 years. They are too dilapidated to be moved or salvaged, and they were the reason for the Great Fire of 1851 in San Francisco. They burnt them and built downtown San Francisco on top. The cause of the stranding of these ships in San Francisco Bay was from an event that happened in 1700, Cascadia. It was a 9.5 earthquake, and it was centered in an area that would and did flood the valley in the Bay of San Francisco, landlocking those ships into place until discovered when we got there in the mid-1850s. This event in 1700, Cascadia, was a major event. The tsunami that it sent down the coast, the west coast of North America. The picture you see is from 1851 of San Francisco Bay. Yes, that is a bridge that is in the same location that the Golden Gate Bridge is in today. You can see the ruins. You can see the towers, all in ruins. And you can see the dredging ships in the far right picture. The city of San Francisco sits on many maps. It was a built-out city with pre-existing structures, the Tower of Jewels. All of that was already there. The official narrative is the 1,000 ships were abandoned by the captain and crew members to search for gold. I want to
Interesting. Thousands of ships abandoned. So basically, San Francisco is built upon thousands of unsalvageable ships. Damn, you learn something new every day. Did you guys hear about this?
There's a 30-page CIA document that is a step-by-step manual on how to astral project and a bunch of secrets of the universe. They had this since 1983, right in the time for Project Stargate, which allowed these men to remote view, psychically spy at any time period, including the future. And the document also reveals that anybody can do it. It also warns that you might run into not-so-friendly entities. All you have to do is have a pair of headphones and relaxation techniques, and you play one hertz frequency in one ear and a different hertz frequency in the other ear. And it synchronizes the left and the right side of the brain. It also reveals that reality is just a construct of our minds, basically hologram theory. It also reveals that physical matter, there is no physical matter, which this has pretty much been proven with quantum physics. And anybody who doesn't know, we're all just molecules. Everything we touch, that's molecules. Our molecules go into that. Their molecules go back into us. And by quantum mechanics, we shouldn't be able to grasp it. We should be able to walk through a wall. So the way he describes it is that all physical matter is oscillating energy grid over oscillating energy grid orbiting at a very high speed. Which is kind of interesting because these 3D holograms that you can touch, that's exactly what it is. These little tiny beads orbiting at a very high speed, so high that you can touch it. You might be thinking, oh, well, that's an actual physical ball though. Well, is it? It's just an oscillating energy grid over oscillating energy grid, tiny little one that makes up the larger oscillating energy grid. Makes up the giant oscillated energy grid that we live in. Just a little fractal of it. And okay, so the funny thing about this document, page 25 was missing, which of course was the page that revealed how to obtain consciousness, how to obtain absolution, how to obtain God. So the forbidden knowledge since the beginning, missing for 20 years, and they claim they never had it. And then all of a sudden, like when this stuff pops back up, Vice magazine prints an article about this mysterious, page 25, no ordeal, and then immediately after, Monroe Institution releases the full report. There's a 30-page CIA.
My question is, why would you want to astro project? I have a tough time moving around in my regular body. I can't imagine, let alone, spirit projecting, trying to fly around. I'm trying to just move around regular. It's not like you can astro project, go to work and come back. If you could do that, that would be a different story. All right, guys, well, this next video depicts some archaeological sites that it looks like they use some type of ancient technology or some type of mechanics going on here, because you can see the bolts within the stone. So what really is going on here?
Regardez là. On voit bien la découpe. Sinon, il y a les tétons aussi. C'est dingue, hein?
Almost like it was like a metal sheet, and this was like bolted on, like it was like an old boat or something, or a door. Fascinating.
Regardez-moi la roche là.
You gotta ask yourself, what cut into this rock in the ancient days? Were they just sawing it using a wet saw and regular labor? If you ask me, it was some type of solar technology they were able to cut in these rocks so easily. You can see whoever cut this, his hand was wobbling a little bit because this isn't straight. This could come down straight like that. So this was hand cut using some type of ancient solar tool, if you ask me. I know what this is without even hearing the video. This is one of those monuments in Scotland.
Oh, we've got your ass. We've got your ass now. This is the Scott Monument in Scotland, and it was the second largest monument dedicated to a writer in the world. But that's just the thing. This wasn't originally a monument, and the people who said they built it didn't build it. This is what we call old technology from the old world. This is a natural energy conductor. So, why was bricks chosen to store energy? Bricks' porous structure is good for storing energy since pores provide greater brick area than solid materials have, and therefore the bigger the area, the additional electricity a supercapacitor material will hold. So how do bricks store energy? The pores in bricks are filled with acid vapor that dissolves the iron chemical compound and converts it into a reactive kind of iron that creates a chemical synthesis. Further distinct gas is allowed to flow through the cavities to fill them with a sulfur-based material that reacts with iron. This chemical process leaves the pores coated with an electrically conductive plastic, also known as PDOT. And like I said, the people who said they built this didn't build it. Because when you look for construction photos, this is all you find. And it's already built. And this is supposed to be a photo of them working on it. But if you know anything about old photography, they work with long exposure, meaning anything that was moving couldn't be picked up. But yet, they was able to capture these guys hard at work.
I told them, hey, stand still for about 1 minute while we take this photo so we can act like we built this structure.
So yeah, when I say history is a lie, I mean his story is a lie.
I definitely want to see this in person. I wonder if you can feel the ancient energy when you get close to it. Because some people talk about ley lines and how there's like this energy you feel when you're standing on top of one. I personally never experienced that.
So there was a guy that was walking home and he ended up running into this thing. Now, I don't know what the heck this thing is. The closest thing that came to my mind was maybe a hellhound. Now, in a second I am going to roll the video, but I tell you this thing has the ugliest screeching sound that just makes it sound unreal. Could this be a real hellhound? Or is it an experiment gone wrong? Or maybe even a cryptid we'd never seen before? You be the judge.
It looks like a Black Panther. I mean, it sounds like a cat, so technically that matches up, but a hellhound? That is interesting. That's not the first time I've heard of a hellhound. I actually heard about hellhounds when people astral project and they go too far where they're not supposed to be, and then you have to fly in some type of cylindrical pattern to get away from it. I believe it was in like the Emerald Tablets of Thoth or something like that they spoke about that. How to escape the hellhounds. It was some deep stuff. Talking about the halls of Amenti, it got deep. You know, with so much stuff under us, could it be possible that the halls of Amenti could be under us somewhere? Next to Tartarus or Sheol or something. As a matter of fact, let's see if we can find something on the halls of Amenti. So I guess when they were discovering all the stuff under the pyramids through the LiDAR scans, they're saying it's possibly that they are able to spot the halls of Amenti. That is interesting. Let's see what they have to say about that.
So this is absolutely what's going on underneath the other pyramids, and when I saw this image, that completely blew my mind, as it did many people's. So this is absolutely fascinating. Obviously we have the Khafre pyramid there in the middle.
Khafre pyramid, Micerino, Menkaure, and the Cheops pyramid.
Yes.
This we thank I thank Corrado Malanga, our research group team leader, that worked a lot in order to retrieve this 3D model. Here, look, inside the Khafre pyramid, we found structures, multiple structures here. which are 5 structures that recalls a shape like the so-called Z that it is already inside the Cheops pyramid. So here we have 5 multiple structures, 2 big rooms and a net of corridors around the base of the pyramid. Then we can move on the next slide here, where we can observe better what there is underneath all the Giza Plateau here. And we are at this picture, you will watch it for sure in the scientific paper that we are submitting, and so you will see some annotation, because these annotations are of the scientific article. So Menkaure has 4 shafts, Khafre has 8 shafts, and also Cheops has 8 shafts. Then
if it was my guess, it would be under the Khafre pyramid, because they said it has 8 shafts. So why so many shafts? What exactly are they tunneling to, or trying to protect, or what is it leading down to?
Here we have the Sphinx. The Sphinx is connected below by 1 shaft.
Okay.
Also the Sphinx.
Connected with the room.
Also. So here you have the room, 2 rooms, and 1 big room.
So basically, you just
room are very big.
Hall of Records, Halls of Amenti.
Yes.
You know, what's that one there?
But now,
what's going on under?
He's saying you got the halls of records, the halls of adamante. What else is under there? They need to scan every single pyramid like this. They got like, what, hundreds of pyramids in the United States. They got pyramids in China. Can you just imagine the different artifacts that is in these different chambers that they're finding? Like, for all we know, every single pyramid has a tunnel that goes down to these different chambers. How fascinating.
The halls of Amenti, the ancient portal beneath the earth. They told you the afterlife is heaven or hell, but Thoth said otherwise. According to the Emerald Tablets, there's a place beneath the earth, a hidden dimension, a gateway between life and death, known only as the Halls of Amenti. Not a myth, not a metaphor, a real place built by the ancients, older than Egypt, older than Atlantis. Thoth called it the heart of the earth, a chamber of timeless energy, a dimensional portal that connects this world to others. He said he entered the halls, lay his body down and left it behind, crossing into higher realms, learning the secrets of the cosmos, then returning in a new body. Centuries later, immortality not by magic but by mastering vibration, frequency, and time. Inside the halls, Thoth claimed there were sleeping beings, powerful entities neither dead nor alive. He called them the children of light, guardians of ancient knowledge, and who would awaken only when humanity was ready. Sound familiar? Many believe this is where the real Atlanteans went after the fall. Not extinct, just hidden, waiting. But Thoth wasn't the only one who knew. He warned that the Dark Brotherhood, beings from lower dimensions, were trying to breach the halls, to control the portals, to trap souls and recycle consciousness, keeping humanity stuck in illusion. That's why access to the halls was sealed. Some say it lies beneath the Great Pyramid. Others say under the Sphinx guarding the Hall of Records, the true history of Earth hidden from the surface world. And despite all the technology we have, no one's allowed to excavate under the Sphinx. Why? What are they afraid we'll find? The halls of Amenti aren't just a location. They're a threshold, checkpoint between lives, a library of souls, and maybe a way out of this reincarnation cycle. Because Thoth didn't just visit the halls, he became part of them. A guardian of the threshold, a being who walked across the ages, carrying the memory of lost civilizations and cosmic law. Wait, so ask yourself, why was this knowledge hidden? Why did all the mystery schools reference Amenti? And why does it feel like something's calling us back to it now? Next, the soul trap system, Thoth's return, and the true purpose of the pyramids.
You know, I don't necessarily agree with everything about the halls of Amenti. I actually think it's a place inside Sheol. you know, like a waiting place inside hell, if you ask me. Because if we take a look at this diagram, and they talk about the halls of Amenti being under earth, right? Could it be possible that Tartarus, the halls of Amenti, all that is located within sections in Sheol? Because look, if this is the earth, Sheol is damn near the same size as the earth, you know? I mean, the land. Sheol is damn near the same size as the land up top. And you got so much under it and around it. Look what's under it, you know? There's no telling. The halls of Amenti might be like a little square inside the spot in Sheol. And then people talk about there's different levels of hell. If you want to dive into Dante's Inferno, you got the level of greed, lust, you know. I can't name all the different sins right now, but I believe the different levels are in there, and who knows, the halls of Amenti might be a waiting room inside there. It makes you think, and like I said, this is just all speculation and theory. But if you have any scriptures or anything to prove it, I'd love to hear it. How did we even get started talking about emerald tablets and halls of, oh yeah, those hellhounds. Yeah, this is some deep stuff.
Why are they pushing these LED lights so much? They're even giving them away for free. Reason being is because these LED lights will connect everything in the Internet of Things, right? These LED lights can be connected up to, for example, her cell phone, that tablet, all the appliances in the home, the thermostat, the cars, the garage. Everything can be connected, and then they can monitor and get data from that, but they can also turn off things when you're using them based on climate reasons and whatever else, and you now are connected up to the Internet of Things. Now, what's interesting about these LED lights is that they ping a lot of microwave radiation, which I'm going to show you in the next video. So in this video, I went with an EMF tester and went around with a tri-field EMF tester to check the radiation coming off these LED lights. Look at that, off the charts. So what happens is when you're bringing these lights into your home, you're pinging microwave radiation into your house as well. The microwave radiation can impact the health of your heart, your brain, your eyes, your skin, your organs, and it also connects up to this, like I said, Internet of Things. So it's interesting that they're pushing all of this nonsense when, look at how detrimental this can be to your health. Next on that, what's more crazy about all this is in 2016, you had the AMA come out and say that LED lights can increase the risk of and eye degeneration. So it's going to cause people to have bad eyesight over time and be radiated so that we can save the planet, but it doesn't seem like we're saving humans.
So it's time to go back to those real light bulbs. They're already forcing us to be under them during what? Anytime we go shopping, anytime you're in school, probably anytime you go out into a public facility, they got those LEDs banging on you. That's why I recommend you keep a pair of these Dicinian boys on you.
Queen Califia and the Flying Griffins.
Yeah, absolutely. Who are the flying monkeys of the present?
Well, they were the griffins to Queen Califia, and Queen Califia is the Wicked Witch of the West.
Oh, there.
So there they show us right there that the Wicked Witch of the West was. But I know, they're telling you all the stuff back in 33. Frank Baum wrote the book in 1894 or something like that, and they made the first color movie, The Wizard of Oz. They put us on our strawmans. They put us out to sea under Admiralty law. So that's when all this began. You know, the whole hiding of it all. And then, you know, so, yeah, it's really, it is fascinating that this whole allegory has been played out. And the controllers that are controlling us, they do things over decades. And they got all the movies that give all the pre-programming like 9/11, you know, the towers coming down with Bruce Willis and all the different things. They tell us what they're going to do, and they say, go ahead and try and stop. So Queen Califia ruled with the Flying Griffins, and the Flying Griffins were trained to eat male flesh because they knew the white man was trying to conquer the lands.
Queen Califia and the Flying Griffins.
Yeah.
The Griffins were trained to eat humans. All those Tartarian Griffins we've been seeing? That is wild.
I found this book at the local antique shop yesterday, and it was written in 1926, The Secret World Government or the Hidden Hand, Unrevealed. in history, 100 historical mysteries explained. There's a secret government, and they are of the nature of the individuals who are taking over now, the blues with a J, that they are the ones that have been running society because they made a pact with a god. He calls it Satan, but that's his position. But I want to read to you this very specific. I have to be careful about what I really was trying to debate whether to put this on the internet at all, because it could really get me in trouble. But this particular page, I just want you to see this particular part, talking about proof of the existence of this invisible world government, this hidden hand. He says, the world is governed by very different personages from what is imagined by those who are not behind the scenes, i.e., not by kings and ministers. Disraeli said not others, but different, which means not the kings, ministers, or other similar men, but absolutely different, possibly even of a different race. Who they are must be known first of all, and only then can we control them and establish peace, but not before. You know how I found this book at the local antique shop.
Boy, I'd love to get my hands on that book. I feel like we all need to read the entire thing just to see what it says.
This is a DARPA contract that was just issued January 20th, 2026. That is like just mechanisms for amplification of fusion reaction rates in solids. This is a DARPA contract that was just issued January 20th, 2026. That is like just a few days ago. This is literally cold fusion. The deuterium fusion energy in palladium. They loaded heavy water into palladium metal rods. And the idea was the hydrogen molecules get stuck between the rod, like in the metal lattice, the hydrogen, imagine the water getting stuck in the lattice. And then you pass a current through it, cause it to vibrate, and this has anomalously high fusion rates. It's really all about the lattice structure, like a crystal. And this is what you imagine a crystal looks like. You have these nodes. And you're saying our hydrogen is fitting between our nodes in our lattice structure of our palladium. The number one thing that causes fusion to happen is quantum tunneling. When your ions get close enough together, suddenly, they fuse together. If we can beam energy at a distance, maybe these same beams can be used to enhance the fusion reaction. It's not just about flying saucers. It's not anti-gravity, it's gravity control. This is why fusion is also covered up, because the ways where you can get fusion to happen efficiently are by using gravitational manipulation, using the same physics concepts, the scalar potential, that has been thrown out.
Whatever DARPA actually releases to us that they're telling us, you can best believe that they're 10 years already ahead of whatever they're telling us.
The only way to deal with an unfree world is to become so absolutely free that your very existence is an act of rebellion.
All right, we have another UFO. This one was in Newport, Virginia.
What you're looking at right now is one of the craziest UFOs I have ever seen. Notice the three things spinning behind the UFO. I'm gonna play it again in slow motion. I don't know what type of technology this is, but look at this. Like, it's definitely something going on out here.
Those are the same 3 cylindrical UFOs that we seen a while ago that allegedly went around the plane and opened a portal and the plane disappeared. Fire Marshal Bill, let me show you something. Alright, I found it. It took a little bit of digging. Now this has to be one of the most intense UFO footages I have ever seen. When I saw the 3 orbs on the last one, it reminded me of the same type of rotation these UFOs were doing. Let's take a look.
This next one is one of the scariest UFO videos I've ever seen. And I have a little history with this one. It's actually becoming very popular right now. I've seen it trending all over Twitter and Reddit. I saw it on Facebook, everywhere. I've seen it everywhere. But it's actually a very old video. This, look, here's one orb. Sorry, I will go into it. I'm just, one of the orbs just showed up. Here's the other. Bam. Here's the third. This video I saw around 2012, 2014. I think it was 2014, right around the time that and many are speculating this is that flight. This video did come out around that time, as did a few other things that were very strange, but I can't guarantee that this is that flight. But I can tell you that this video is genuine. I remember when it first came out, people trying to debunk it. This is the satellite view.
Now take a look at the orb rotation around the plane on this one. And let's go back to the one we just watched. It has that same delta-like cylindrical formation. The delta force clockwise rotation. You see it going on with this one. This looks more like a transport system going to the outer wall, if you ask me. You can see the lights on the back. This could be we see these multiple times at night. Here's another instance of seeing that same looking UFO at night. I believe they're transport stations. You know, it could be a cloaked airship as well, and you can just see the lights of inside the ship. So many different theories you can throw this, but I like to believe that they go out to the outer lands. This is a transport system that they go out to the outer lands. Here's the same cylindrical device. You know, this the people in the coach, they got their windows up. That's why you see the lights in the back. You know, and you don't see the lights all over like this one. Like this one, you can see the lights all over. It makes you think. Are they really going to the outer lands?
What in tarnations? What do you do when you find this under your house? Now, I'm not being funny. Everybody knows I love a mud flood. But if I found this under my house? Oh no, sorry sweetheart, we gotta move. I'm sorry darling, but you're having a laugh, ain't ya? Do what? Leave it out, mate. You're having a jolly rancher. Like,
They said you're having a jolly rancher.
Look how deep it goes. And honestly, you gotta love white people, because there's no way I'm crawling through here. We got my brethren Luke, Outdoors Explores. There's some things I just can't do. I can't, look at the angle. I would have turned around long time ago. This person's still going. He's not worried about spiders, or cobwebs, or monsters and demons. I realize that's much of a black thing. Black people, we believe in monsters and demons. So I don't know why this person is not scared of anything. But brother, I would say demolish the whole thing.
They got a whole cave ecosystem under their house. That has to be what? At least like a 10,000 square foot they have of just underground cave system. You know, and it's like you don't want to start demolishing, start making more space, because you don't really know the structural integrity. Look, they got bricks, for crying out loud, holding up some spots of this cave. What an absolutely terrifying situation. Of course they're going to keep going. That was a crawl space. I wouldn't even fit through there. What would you guys do if you, honestly, if you guys just bought a house and you're renovating, you notice a latch, you open the latch, go down under your basement, and discovered you have over 20,000 square foot of old world cave system. What would you do? How would you utilize this space? Can you even breathe under there? What's the oxygen levels would be my first concern. You know? What were they going to do with this space? So many questions. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Would you move or would you utilize this space? And if you ask me, thinking about it, it would be an excellent little bunker. You cleaned it up a lot, but the structural integrity of the spot scares me. What on earth is this structure? It looks like the moon, some type of crab claw, and what a sphinx and a giraffe up top? What is going on here?
This is the Peace Fountain. Right next door. Look at that Masonic temple looking thing. Huh, St. John's Divine? What do you...
Oh, we can easily see the etheric conducting towers. I mean, honestly, at this point, you gotta ask yourself, if those aren't ether conducting towers, what are they?
You got going on up there? 1892, huh? 1985, huh? Make it make sense.
It appears to be a head chopped off.
What the heck is going on here? Why is he making love to a giraffe? 1985. Make it make sense, St. John's Divine. There's a lot going on over here. Come on, St. John's Divine. What is that? Similar to Trinity Church?
Now I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, why would they put this old world structure here? This could have been, what we're looking at could be an ancient Tesla coil.
Oh, what's going on up there, man? Similar to...
Right here, this could be an ancient etheric Tesla coil, like how there was wireless electricity within like a certain footage of this. It could be possible.
City Church. What was going on up there, man? What was going on? Make it make sense. Hey.
You see the stained windows. When they had the organs playing inside the buildings, the harmonic resonance resonated with those windows, magnified the healing factor, allegedly.
It makes sense. Up on a hill? 1892? Sound off in the comments. Am I nuts? Got like a castle tower there, the Masonic dome. Make it make sense, St. John's Divine. A castle tower there, the Masonic dome. Make it make sense.
And called me crazy. It almost looks like they took part of this building off. I do believe that some of these structures, when they were originally built, were built by airships and they were stacked like Legos. And it almost looks like they didn't finish this one, or they could have probably took the piece off and moved it somewhere else, is what I'm thinking. Because look, there's no etheric conducting, nothing up there at the highest, most at the highest spot. It would only make sense that you would put the ether conducting towers up there, but it almost looks like this building wasn't finished. Like it was going to keep going and going and going up. You know? No, I'm not crazy.
Sense, St. John's Divine. I don't know if St. John's Divine doesn't make any sense. Make it make sense.
What an interesting place. I would just be looking at this for like 30 minutes, just trying to figure out what exactly is going on.
This video proves that everything in our history is a lie. Look at these doors, 20 to 40 feet tall, clearly not built for the average human being. These massive arches, windows, entryways, these old megalithic structures clearly were built for the Nephilim, for the giants. Things that were mentioned many times in the Bible, we find not only massive doors, but massive cathedrals, giant skeletons, giant swords, all across our world. Like, how could you see this and be like, yeah, this was built for a normal human being? It's not possible, right? Every single ancient culture, from the Sumerians, the Norse, the Greeks, the Native Americans, they spoke about these colossal beings, the giants, the Nephilim. The demigods or the sky beings, the fallen angels that came down and mated with humans. This explains these massive structures, the pyramids of Giza, the giant steps at Machu Picchu, and all of these massive doorways all just point to one thing, that we've been lied to about the real origins of humanity and our true history. They don't want us to know. They don't want us to know, and it's as simple as that. Because if we discovered what our true history is, there would be an uprising tomorrow, straight up. They want us ignorant. They want us stupid. They want us obedient. But the truth is in plain sight, guys. It's right in front of us. You just need the eyes to see. Stop believing the lies and start believing your intuition. Peace and love. This video proves that everything in our history is a lie.
This door has to be the craziest one. It's like there's scratch marks. You know, am I tripping, or does it look like there's scratch marks, like something was trying to get in? What type of giant beast is scratching metal, leaving marks like that?
To just give you the awareness that there's a part of the system that functions very similar to how a battery functions. And when that part of the system has a high charge to it, if you want to use that terminology, it then activates quite a few different abilities in the matrix. You don't get just one ability. One, the body is on a charge, so when you're asleep, you're not even really asleep. The body can't be, what you really are can't be contained by the body. Let's put it that way. The being you are is once you go to sleep and the body lays down, quote unquote, the guard, you're out, you're flying. And we mentioned that before, that was the natural process of even what we would say is death, is that you would go through.
Are they water bending?
Living life, building chi, working with your yin, working with your yang. And then as you got older, your chi would be so large, what they used to call the dragon, that you were just waiting to get out of this thing. And you literally, you know, I had another video, I didn't bring it tonight, but there's another video where you see the master choose. He's already like sitting in his 80s, 90s or something like that. Who knows how old he was? And he was there with the crew. And they got some exclusive footage. And basically this master chose to right then. And then it took him only a moment to remove his life. And then they carried him out of there and that was over. And where do you think he goes? Do you think that it's over for him? And this is what we really also need to focus on, is that life is not over when we leave here. So if we keep getting distracted, especially with the divisions, and we never really level up, then we, you know, at best repeat, if not come back degenerated or broke in some way. Not just broke monetarily, but the current generator is broke. Okay, and this is what we need to kind of address this evening, is that this is the reason why we meditate, because we have a current generator in our body. Now, in the US and most of the Uniteds, they have technically magnets for this kind of power, meaning that when you're in a matrix and you have this kind of power, you become a magnet. Like, you see how many people are around? This is like being famous, which many people that are famous say they hate being famous.
That seems absolutely wild to me. Why was that beat going so hard? It does look beautiful. Just seeing, what are those, carnations, all the flowers. Look at the mountaintop on the back, reflecting off the water. What a sight. Cows grazing. What type of fantasy is going on here? Bubbles in the wind on a steamboat, airship on ground. What are they doing? I believe these go up and down too, so this might be an airship replica. How crazy would that be? What is this? There's no way this is a real building. It looks like AI, but I know it's not. They're going kind of hard. It looks they even got a little Tartarian building of their own down here. That's another one. Who knows how many old world buildings are in China? But this new age cyclone bridge that they got going on here, that is insane. Could you imagine eating right there? Biting into a cheeseburger, looking over the city. About to go play some arcade games or whatever they got going on in there. They got one more. We got to check it out again. Look at this building. This is insane. Look at the bridge they put up top. This is the type of buildings I would expect to see nowadays. You know? Like, look, what if that's like the food court / entertainment division at the very top? Imagine working there. These people probably never leave. Everything you need, food, living expenses, they're renting, going to work, everything in this. It's like each one of these buildings, I wouldn't be surprised, with their own community. You gotta think, how big is China? You know, it's absolutely massive if you think about it. Like, you can fit how many Americas inside China, and who knows all the stuff that they got to do. Like, look at that cycling on that glowing water in a cave. That is legit. Water slide, okay. You know, okay, you see the mountain in the back, yeah. I feel like I gotta go to China at least once. But the question is what are you gonna do?
The entire world has been deceived on what Antarctica actually is. It's not just some mysterious continent at the bottom of our world. It is an ice wall boundary that circles the entire world, keeping the water in. I'm sure you've seen photos like this and became suspicious. Well, check out what it says in the book of Proverbs 9 verse 27. When he prepared the Shamayim, heaven, I was there. When he decreed a vault on the face of the deep ocean. When he gave to the sea its limit, so that the waters would not transgress his command. Look at that. He placed a vault upon the ocean, so the water would not pass his command. This is actually the map that pilots use. This map is also found in the United Nations logo. Notice how Antarctica's missing? It's because it goes all the way around. They know the truth. Now, if you need more proof, go to Google Earth. Go to Antarctica, and I want you to select the measuring tool here in the top left corner. Now, we can go to any continent. Here's New Zealand, right? And you can basically make a border around it, and then it'll tell you the area that's inside that border you made. Now, watch what happens when we do the same thing to Antarctica. Go all the way around and connect it at the end. Boom. Oh, look at that. It turns it into a border, an ice wall. They are required to put the truth right in our faces. All this is prophecy of Luke 12, 2 and 3. Right? Whatever is concealed shall be revealed. Whatever is hidden shall be made known. Whatever they speak in the dark shall be heard in the light, and they shall also be proclaiming these things on the housetops. To them, it's like a joke. They like to put the truth right in our faces. It's entertainment to them. All this hidden information is in the True Earth book. You guys can go download this right now. It's right in my profile. Don't forget to like and follow, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
I'm almost shocked that they even gave us that tool, to be honest.
So if you're always feeling tired, you want to make this drink. Did you know feeling constantly exhausted is a sign that your body may need more oxygen flow? Beets are naturally rich in iron and nitrates, which improves oxygen flow and energy. And the vitamin C from the citrus helps the iron absorption. The apples add a natural sweetness. Carrots help with healthy skin and eyes, and the ginger soothes your digestion and gives it a warm kick. Blend it all together, and that's it. It's sweet, earthy, and so refreshing.
Damn, that looks good. I could use some of that right now.
So in this leak footage you're looking at, it's showing an ET, showing these military guards how to use this anti-gravity technology inside of a secret base, whereabouts unknown. So in this leak footage you
Man. Oh my God. These aliens are cruising now. This is too much. We got an alien on a hoverboard. I bet you thought you weren't going to see an alien on a hoverboard today. And look at the people. They're like, oh yeah, that's just our boy. We know about him. That's Roger. Oh man, that's hilarious. Leaked military footage showing UFO tech. If these come out next year, that would be wild. Get your own UFO magic carpet coming soon.
This footage right here is very interesting. At first you see an ET, which looks like the same ETs from the Virginia incident in Brazil. And then you see a guy running in front of the camera to keep it.
Somebody did get in front of the camera like, hey, what is you doing? You know you're not supposed to record this. Oh man, let's get to this specimen, y'all. If you thought we didn't have another excellent specimen for you today, think again. You know, it's going to be hard to top the one yesterday, that Thanos snap. Woohoo, that was a banger. But this one, drop your thoughts in the comments below. I need to know what you would name this specimen. As you can see, this is called the watermelon tourmaline. I can kind of see the watermelon shape a little bit, I guess, in the green, but that's not a name I'd give it. Let's give it a proper name. You know, looking at the light lavender colors and the green octahedrals protruding through this specimen, I would personally have to call this alien cabbage. Yeah, alien cabbage is what we would name this, guys. I want to hear your thoughts below. What would you name this? Alien cabbage is what I'm going with.
Hold on a minute. So you're trying to tell me that back in 1870, in New York, they had an underground railway system that looked like it was straight from the future. So this is genuine. This is called the Underground Pneumatic Railway, that were literally capsules moving through giant tubes using air pressure, right? Passengers would literally sit inside these little capsules and be blown through tunnels beneath the city. You can literally find the original diagrams in the Scientific American from 1870 showing, you know, the whole system running beneath the Broadway. Massive tunnels, industrial machinery, air-powered transport systems, all supposedly built in a time where they were using hammer and chisel and basic technology. I mean, honestly, when you start digging into these, you know, old maps and old photographs and all the old architecture around the world, you begin to notice something very interesting, right? Entire cities filled with massive stone buildings and underground tunnels and an advanced infrastructure that seems far beyond what we were told existed at that time. Now, you know, some researchers believe that this points straight towards a forgotten civilization, often referred to as Tartaria, you know, a civilization that may have, you know, had technologies and infrastructures that we barely understand today. And, you know, if that's true, then maybe these underground pneumatic tunnels weren't just strange experiments at all. Maybe they were just simply the remnants of a system that already existed, you know, rediscovered and then briefly reused before completely disappearing again. And you know, when you start uncovering all these pieces of history, it makes you realize one thing. This sort of past that we've been told might be far more mysterious than we could ever imagine. But as always, this was just for entertainment, and I'm as fictional as a dinosaur, baby.
Yeah, they were definitely on something back in the olden days, especially at the underground train systems. It kind of makes me think of how prestigious the old Russian system is. You got to take a look at this old school train system.
The metro in Moscow would shock Americans. The subway system was designed to be a nuclear shelter, which is why a lot of the stations are over 250 feet deep in the ground. If there was a nuclear attack, alarms would sound and you would have 15 minutes to get inside before they would seal the doors. There's a popular myth that there's a second metro hidden inside that's only for the Kremlin, and a lot of people have gone to jail looking for it. It's the biggest metro system in the world outside of China. It only costs 60 cents to ride for 2 or 3 hours, and you never have to wait for more than 2 minutes for a ride, which makes it the most efficient metro system in the world. It's also the #1 tourist attraction in all of Moscow because it's the most beautiful metro system in the world. Mostly because it was Stalin's idea to make it the palace of the people, since everyone lived in flats like this. They haven't changed any of the communist architecture or murals. And you can still find Lenin's face everywhere. It feels like a time capsule when you're inside of it and you went back to the Soviet Union. They even have some of the original Soviet trains still running today, which they also haven't changed. They only redid the floors and seats.
Now here's a closer look at the art inside the Moscow train. You know, and the fact that they only charge you 60 cents and it's there almost instantly, 2 minutes or less, and you got all this art to look at, this is definitely added to the bucket list. That's all we have for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and drop the code word in the comments below. The code word for today is energy. When you put energy in the comments, that lets me know you're a real one. You made it all the way through the video. You really rock with your boy. And I just want to say thank you for your support. I'm Jet Ski Chuck. This was disturbing and mysterious TikToks that kept me up all night. See you later.